Hello everyone, so today we are going to start with the new topic in the Thinker series. So we have done with the Sojourner Truth till Sojourner Truth, and today we will do Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, right? But before moving to that, we have left with some of the dimensions, some of the important dimensions of Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth. So we will take that first, and I just want to give you some overview of the earlier work what we have done till now, that we have seen before that our connections with the important key figures like Susan B. Anthony, Frederick Douglass, William Lloyd Garrison and others, right? And see met presidents Abraham Lincoln. See, this is important because we can assume her social position and political position, her position in the movement, and how she saved, how she had saved the future women movements, right? Other than feminist discourse, right? So that's why we learn her connections with the famous figure of that time, right? Other than that, we have to see about the different dimension of her speech. And what was that speech? Anti-woman, right? Where see, this was published by Francis Diana Gaze, right, in 1863. This is also important, right? Other than that, when we look into this version of speech which is published by Diana Gaze, this is actually against anti-slavery and feminist concerns of the Civil War era, basically. Civil War era. This reflects the time period of Civil War era. But other than that, Sojourner Truth has basically expanded this speech and elaborated in her own narrative. Like she challenges the narrow definitions of women through this. She challenges the narrow definitions of women. How? Where here she has argued that black women all initially when we look into the Western Europe, so I mean early modern Europe, I can say, so woman refers only to what? White middle class women, white and middle class women. But she has challenged this notion that she has given the argument that black women also deserve what? Black women also deserve the rights similar to rights and protection similar to the other women, right? And she uses her own life experiences. She was whipped like a slave. She gave birth to 13 children, most of whom were sold in slavery, right? So she has posed a question that aren't I a woman? This is a repetitive force. This was due to, I mean, what was the intention of posing this question that aren't I a woman? To force the audience to confront their own racist and sexist assumptions. That is important in this version of in definitions of the woman, and the extended and more elaborated version of the speech, right? Other than that, she has challenges, and she basically work in the movement while challenging the religious argument, right? Challenging the norms through public embodiment, and other than that, religious argument religious argument, like truth takes on religious leader. What was the takes on religious leaders? Basically, she was talking about that women shouldn't have rights because Jesus was a man. This is what a take of the priest of the church, right? Or the religious preacher, right? Where she had replied, what? Where did you Christ come from? She has given, argument in, while contrasting the argument or the notions, assumptions of the preachers, religious leaders, right? She has posed a question that where did your Christ come from, right? From God and a woman, right? From God and a woman, right? So these kind of questions, coming in the mainstream debate, right? While challenging the religious norms, man had nothing to do with him, right? See a challenge that from where your God is coming, man had nothing to do with him. So this is, what we can understand from this, that this is both what clever and bold move from the truth, right? She uses biblical logic against her critiques and shows how women were central even in Christianity, central even in Christianity, right? So this is one of the important thing. And she has definitely a great biblical humor and authority as well, that she says she can't read but she has heard the Bible. She can't read, but she has heard the Bible and learned its messages. If women upset the world, if women upset the world, right, give her a chance to set it right again, right? She point out, and she further point out what women were blamed for the fall of man, man, fall of Eve, right? But women should also be given the opportunity to restore balance. She emphasized that Jesus was a one of a woman without the help of a man, right? So man, where was your part? This is the question. Where was your part, right? And this shows the mix of a humor, great humor, religious knowledge, and sharp reasoning as well, right? Which made her speech both what one first thing is, which made her speech both, first thing is persuasive and unforgettable, right? That is the another dimension that is important for us to know about her personality, and how she was a charismatic personality of that time, right? She had challenged a norm through public embodiment. What was it? That truth uh, transgress, what we can say, she transgressed means broke social expectations of her time.